just all of a sudden there's this beautiful big burst across the bay that is awesome. You are very grateful not only to be alive, but to be right here and now.
And it's almost palpable. You can almost feel the light. And that's why so many great artists came here to paint.
Everywhere you look in Eastport, there's a good scene to paint, or 4 good scenes. I could go outside this door, and I could look this way and I could paint, and then I could look this way and I could paint, and then behind me, and then this way.
There are only a handful of places in this world still unspoiled, uncrowded, and unassuming. Eastport, Maine is one of them. Washed each morning with the most spectacular sunrise on the East Coast, this island city breathes at one with nature. But that, as the saying goes, is just the beginning.
This is kind of a step back in time to what America, in a lot of places, was probably 100 years ago. The downtown area is over 100 years old, and it looks like Main Street America from 1885 or 1895. And I think people respond to that sort of environment. After all, Walt Disney tried to emulate that on his main streets.
We have no stoplights. We don't even have parking meters. And we have an uninterrupted beauty all around us because it's an island.
And if I want to dive down to the water, we dive down to the water. Now see, if we had a string of mackerel jigs on there and the mackerels were running, we could just dangle it right above the water like that, and the mackerel jigs would hang down in the water, and when you would catch some mackerel, you'd just whip it back up like this and pull them right out of the water, and you could bring them right over here and land them on the pier. So you could bring them right there and set them right down.
Eastport is fresh sea air, open space, and breathing room. Stretch and savor the simple pleasures in life. Picnicking, hiking, fishing, boating, bird watching, and learning opportunities abound. Whirling offshore between Eastport and Canada's Deer Island is the Old Sow, a whirlpool boasting currents of more than 6 knots, a result of the rise and fall of 28-foot tides. Hop on board an Old Woody and visit the salmon farms, or learn how they mill mustard the old-fashioned way. Meet new friends during our popular summer festivals. Catch a ferry ride to Canada's Campobello Island. Tour the Roosevelt Cottage and discover why Franklin Roosevelt loved this area so much. Hitch a ride on a plane and soar along the coast. See if you can find a harbor seal or a whale in this watery playground. Explore Eastport's past, its maritime history, and its proud Passamaquoddy Native American heritage. Give in to your passions, paint a picture, turn a piece of clay. There's even a world-class boat building school.
Visitors are welcome anytime year-round that the school's open. We also intend on running summer programs this summer as well as next, and hopefully in the future people will be able to come up and take recreational boat building courses.
Stroll along a tranquil city street, smell the flowers, and explore the vibrant 18th and 19th century architecture. Stop in to a bed and breakfast. Discover Down East hospitality. Take afternoon high tea in an English garden, or do nothing but regenerate your soul.
I can't imagine any part of this environment that would harry or push anyone to either make a decision or run to the next thing or be afraid they're missing out on something. Here it's a place where you'd sit on a rock and perhaps look at the ocean for several hours.
We have a higher per capita art representation than any place I've ever seen in my life. We have painters, we have sculptors, we have architects, we've got writers, you name it.
Like no other port along Maine's coast, Eastport calls to the adventurous and imaginative. It is a port of call for creative souls. Whether in a gallery or strolling down a quiet street, art is as prevalent as the salmon in this coastal port. Many artists offer lessons, and they all offer their time to visitors.
And artists love to talk about their work and about art in general, because so all they would have to do was walk through the door and say, "How's everything going?" And then that would be it for an hour.
The Port of Eastport is the northernmost deepwater port in the United States. Because of its eastern location, ships headed for Europe actually get there a day earlier than those that leave from any other port in America. Navigation in and out of the harbor is uncomplicated and inviting for seafarers, large and small.
Primarily, they'd be coming in through Head Harbor Passage with depths well over 100 feet, all the way down to the breakwater right in the middle of the historic downtown area. That breakwater has a controlling depth at mean low water of 40 feet and can easily accommodate vessels up to 700 feet long. Vessels under 100 feet can be accommodated inside the inner basin or on the north side of the breakwater, which has a controlling depth at mean low water of about 13 feet. Fuel can be brought out on the dock to accommodate any vessel 16 to 600 feet.
For those who prefer to travel by air, Eastport has an airport offering visitors and residents convenience and peace of mind.
It's a 4,000-foot runway. Serves all your typical general aviation aircraft, single-engine aircraft of almost any kind, and larger aircraft as well. We've had so-called Lear jets come in here.
It's a place where you can get in touch with what's really important.
So we came and we looked and we fell in love. We came in October, the end of October, and it was a steely gray day, and the bay was sitting out there just in all its glory. And it was our San Francisco on the East Coast.
You hardly ever see a town like this anymore. You know, that is really, it's a working fishing village, so to speak. It's people who lived here for generations. I've never seen another place like this. This, like you said, this is the way life should be. Well, this is the way life should be, and this would be something, I think this would be something worth seeing.